As Tyler strolled down the same old cracked and lopsided sidewalk he'd traveled every day for the past 2 years, he glanced over into the window of Mel's Groceries across the street. He didn't usually shop there, considering it was a small family-owned grocery store who couldn't afford to sell things at anything resembling an affordable price, but today, something in the window caught his eye. It was a standard foil Hello Kitty balloon. It floated high, tethered to a pole with a string nearly 10 feet tall, among about a dozen others. He'd seen the balloon display countless times on his walk back from work, but never noticed the Hello Kitty design. His girlfriend was obsessed with the character, sporting a vast collection of anything and everything Hello Kitty within a display case inside her room. Tammy would absolutely love that, Tyler thought, as he made his way over and into the store to purchase his gift. Upon returning home, he tied the balloon to the inside doorknob of his bedroom closet for later. He glanced over to the large mirror against the wall adjacent to the closet and did a quick one-over to make sure he had looked halfway presentable that day. Too many times he's come home to find a large piece of food stuck in between his two front teeth for the world to see. No food in his teeth this time though, thankfully, and his hair looked fine as well. Although long enough to touch his shoulder blades, he had always kept it up and back in a tight bun. Whenever asked about it, he'd say it just feels so much nicer up and out of the way, which most people found understandable. He walked up to the Bob Ross themed calendar up on his wall and circled November 26th, not because it was Cyber Monday, but because it was also Tammy's 24th birthday. He had been saving up for a while now in preparation for the date, but had still only managed to pick her up a couple of knickknacks and that Hello Kitty balloon. But he planned to do his big spending on Black Friday in just a couple of days. He had seen Walmart advertising some pretty decent deals on 4K TVs online, and knew she was in the market for one. Whether or not he would actually get one would come down to how many are available and his position in line. But either way, he was fairly confident he'd be able to grab something she'd love for her. And if not, he still had a 2-day buffer to figure it all out. On his way over to his computer chair, he took out his phone and pulled up the text conversation with his girlfriend. "I just picked up a little surprise for you, babe," he typed. "I was gonna wait until your birthday to give it to you, but I think I want to give it to you tonight. See you then." Followed by a text winky face and a heart emoji. He sat down at his computer desk and pressed the power button. Slouching back in his chair, he took a sip of the Sprite cranberry he had just recently started seeing holiday ads for again, as he watched his computer come to life. He loaded up Discord and saw two of his friends, Dragon and Jessie, were in a voice chat together playing CSGO. He decided to join them on their next competitive match, on the only map that anybody really cares about, Dust 2. After they had just barely defeated the anti-terrorist in an extremely close game, it was time for the group to decide their next action. "You guys up for another match?" Dragon asked, which, as you may have been able to guess, was not his real name. But Tyler and Jessie only knew him as such, and didn't find it prudent to harass him out of his anonymity. "I would, but I gotta head out, man," Tyler said reluctantly. "Aw, come on, bro, you only played one game. You gotta at least do one more with us," Jessie pleaded. "I really wish I could, but my girlfriend's coming over any time now and I gotta get ready. I'll be free tomorrow though, so we can play then, alright?" "Wait, you've got a girlfriend?" Dragon questioned. "Yeah, I've got a girlfriend. Why, are you surprised?" Tyler said, half joking, but also half offended. "I mean, not that you couldn't get a girl," Dragon backpedaled, "but I've just never heard you talk about her." "Listen, I've met way too many annoying kids online who think talking about their girlfriends makes them cool or some shit. I just don't want to come off like them, so I always kind of just kept it to myself, you know?" Tyler said. After a brief moment of silence, Dragon responded with a somewhat content, "Yeah, alright." "Okay, well, you guys have a good night then, and we'll get this started back up tomorrow." "Yep, you too," Dragon said. "Have a good time with your girl tonight, and don't forget to wrap that shit, bro," Jessie said, following a barely audible chuckle to himself. "No, don't you worry, Jessie. I've got that shit on lock. Night, guys, he said, as he left the call. Tyler turned off the monitor to his computer and glared into his own foggy, black reflection. He took in a deep, calming breath, followed by a slow, relieving exhale. Getting up, he grabbed his computer chair and dragged it over to the mirror adjacent his closet door. He sat back down and looked into the mirror. Scanning up and down his face, a slight frown began to crawl its way out of the corners of his mouth. He shut his eyes tight and breathed in deep once again, this time letting out a quick sigh. He reached back behind his head and undid the elastic band that held up his hair. Thick, permed locks fell to his shoulders as he let the hair tie drop to the floor. He opened his eyes and stared yet again, the frown wavering just slightly. He leaned over to his right and opened the closet door, taking the balloon tied to the inside doorknob with it. He grabbed a small lockbox and sat it on his lap. He didn't do anything for a moment, just stared at it, caressing the dust off of the top right corner. After inserting the small key kept safe and sound on his keychain, he opened it with a click and lifted the metal lid. Lifting his eyes back up to the reflection, he pulled out a thin tube of bright red lipstick, applying it liberally across his lips. After rubbing them together and pouting them out in the mirror, his frown began to turn to a smirk. He sat the lipstick back inside the box, pulling out this time some eyeliner. He put it on and admired her beauty. She then grabbed the third and final item in the box, a cell phone, the low-tier prepaid variety you can pick up at Walmart. She held the power button down for a moment and then set it to her side while she made sure there weren't any makeup mistakes she needed to fix. But it didn't look like there were any. She was looking great, ready for her date with Tyler without a doubt. By this point, her mild smirk had turned to a smile. After setting the lockbox on the ground to her side, Tammy picked up the phone to see she had missed a text. Unlocking the screen, she read the message Tyler had sent her just hours before. Excited at the prospect of an early birthday gift, her smile widened to an enthusiastic grin. But instead of texting him back, she clicked the power button once again and sat the phone on her lap. She looked back up and into the mirror. Her grin slowly subsided into a content, closed-mouth smile. He looked back down and stared at his lap. "You look really amazing tonight, Tammy." Looking back up, she giggled, obviously touched by her boyfriend's compliment. "Aw, thanks, babe. You're looking great tonight, too." "Are you ready for your early birthday present?" Tyler asked, staring at the cell phone in his lap. "Tyler, you really shouldn't have," Tammy responded. "My birthday isn't for another few days, and I haven't gotten anything for you yet." "No, that's totally fine, honey. I've just got a little something for you." With his head down, Tyler leaned over and began untying the balloon. "Now close your eyes and don't you dare take a peek," he said. Sitting back in an almost upright position with the gift, his eyes shut as tight as he could possibly bear, Tyler said, "Okay, open your eyes, baby." Tammy opened her eyes and let out a minor scream of joy at the sight of the Hello Kitty balloon. "Oh my god, Tyler, this is so cute. Where did you find it?" "Oh, I've got my places," he said, staring at his lap once again. "And I've got my ways. What are you going to do with it?" "Well, I've got to add it to my collection," she said, as she got up and walked over to the closet. She pulled out from behind an unorganized pile of Tyler's clothes a small glass display case. It had various Hello Kitty collectibles, such as a classic wristwatch, alarm clock, pair of socks, and stuff like that. She sat it on the floor beside her chair and tied the string to the top handle of the case. "I don't think it'll fit inside, but this'll do for now," I really appreciate it, baby. I love you, Tammy said, leaning into the mirror and leaving a gentle kiss. I love you too, Tammy. I don't know what I'd do without you, Tyler said, as his eyes began to water. He sniffled, fighting back a runny nose, as he said, Happy birthday, babe, and remember this is only the beginning. You'll get your real presents on Monday. Thank you, baby. You're the best boyfriend a girl could ask for. You're the best, Tyler began to say, as he noticed his cell phone had fallen out of his pocket and onto the seat of the chair. He glanced from his own cell phone to the one in his lap, the one belonging to her. He shut his eyes tight. You're the best girlfriend too, baby. I'm never gonna lose you, right? Tammy looked up. Of course you're never gonna lose me, babe. I'll always be here for you. Always. Yeah, Tyler said, rubbing a sole tear away from his eye. Good. They held each other's hands and stared into the mirror. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's narration. I want to give a huge thanks to last month's $5 and up patrons. Uncle Ulrich, Ashley V, Meg C, April R, Cassandra, Joseph M, Sarah W, Lake S, Ronnie K, Tanya A, Letty M, Hunter D, Christopher B, Stephanie M, and all the other $5 and up and $2 patrons on screen as well. All of your support makes these narrations possible, and I appreciate it a ton. If you'd like to join these lovely ghouls, I'd appreciate it if you check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you'll get an exclusive narration that will never, ever be uploaded to my channel. Usually, one a bit too extreme for YouTube. So that's at least one extra video every month for just $1, if not more. For $2 a month, you'll get thanked in the end scroll of every video, and for just $5 a month, I'll shout you out at the end of multiple videos a month personally. You also get exclusive Discord roles for those perks as well. If you'd like to chat with me for a bit, you can join me on a monthly live stream for just $10 a month and get a signed merch sticker for $25 a month. And if you're in the market for some horrifying shirts and hoodies, you can head on over to my Teespring store in the description as well. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at @2ndClancy. I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Have a good night, everybody. Cheers.